Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans had her estranged husband, David Eason, arrested. The two have been struggling since Jenelle left North Carolina for Las Vegas, and things have not gotten better. So, why did she have him arrested, and what is the next step? Keep reading for more details. Jenelle Evans has ex, David Eason, arrested. David Eason caused a lot of trauma to Jenelle Evans and her family. He allegedly assaulted both of her sons, Kaiser and Jace. Jace ran away from their home because of this, and alleged he did so for the third time due to David's assault. He added he would not return to his mother's because of this, so he was taken into CPS custody. Jace then went to stay with his grandmother, Barbara, for a period until he went back to his mother. Soon after, Jenelle split from David and decided to move to Las Vegas. Jenelle Evans, David Eason. She has since testified in court and accused David of sexual exploitation of a minor. That is why she currently has custody of their daughter, Ensley. At the same time, her ex-fiancé, Nathan Griffith, shared that David had caused harm to his son, Kaiser. Kaiser is 10 and has been exhibiting bad behavior. He was sent to Tennessee to live with Nathan's mother, but Jenelle quickly went and snatched him back up. During the drama, David allegedly tried to break into her North Carolina home and take a plethora of items. Now, he has been arrested for trespassing and violating a restraining order against him. According to the Ashley's Reality Roundup, David Eason was arrested on Friday, November 8th. These charges are misdemeanors, but he had already tried to get on the land just a few weeks back. Jenelle has cameras, so she was able to tell the deputy David was not allowed. He had missed his window to get his belongings, so along with his girlfriend, and some friends, they cut the way in. David could only leave with his tools, and that was it. What's next for David? David Eason was released on Sunday, November 10th on a $1,000 bond, with his exact charges being domestic criminal trespass and violation of a valid protective order. Now, the reason for all of this comes from the aforementioned night he, his girlfriend, and buddies chose to come onto the land. An insider shared this at the time of the incident. The deputy met the group and authorized them to use a Sawzall tool to cut the lock of the gate leading onto the North Carolina property. The deputy was under the impression that David was authorized to take the ATVs, motorcycles, dirt bikes, etc., but he was not. The restraining order is getting ready to expire, so Jenelle Evans will be back in North Carolina with hopes it will be renewed. This may give the judge a better reason to extend it. Are you shocked that David was arrested, and do you think this warrants an extension of the restraining order? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In a dramatic escalation of their already tumultuous and highly publicized separation, former Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans has successfully had her estranged husband, David Eason, arrested on her North Carolina property. The arrest, which took place on Friday, November 8th, marks a significant new chapter in a story fraught with allegations of abuse, child custody battles, and a woman's struggle to sever ties with a man she has described as dangerous. The incident underscores Evans's continued efforts to legally distance herself and her children from Eason, even as she prepares for a critical court date that will determine the future of her restraining order against him. The charges, domestic criminal trespass, and violation of a valid protective order, are classified as misdemeanors, but they represent a powerful legal stance from Evans. According to a detailed report from the Ashley's Reality Roundup, the arrest stems from an incident where Eason, accompanied by his new girlfriend and several friends, forcibly entered the property known to fans as The Land, the former family home where Evans and Eason lived for years. The situation was fraught with confusion and confrontation. A deputy was present on the scene, initially authorizing Eason and his group to use a Sawzall tool to cut the lock on the gate. This authorization was based on the apparent misunderstanding that Eason was permitted to retrieve a wide array of vehicles, including ATVs, motorcycles, and dirt bikes. However, thanks to modern technology and clear legal boundaries, Evans was able to intervene decisively. Monitoring the situation via security cameras from her new home in Las Vegas, she immediately contacted the deputy to clarify that Eason was not allowed to take those items. The law enforcement presence swiftly shifted from facilitating the move to enforcing the protective order. An insider close to the situation revealed the critical details. The deputy was under the impression that David was authorized to take the ATVs, motorcycles, dirt bikes, etc., but he was not. The window for Eason to legally collect his belongings had officially passed, making his entry onto the property a criminal act of trespass. In the end, he was permitted to leave only with his tools, a far cry from the haul he and his group had intended to take. A history of trauma, leading to a breaking point. This arrest is not an isolated event, but rather the latest eruption in a volcano of long-standing allegations and family turmoil. Evans's decision to leave North Carolina for a fresh start in Las Vegas was precipitated by a series of deeply disturbing incidents, primarily involving her children. The most pressing issues have centered on David Eason's alleged abuse. Evans's son Jace has reportedly run away from their home on multiple occasions, with the teenager explicitly stating that he fled due to Eason's assaults. In a heartbreaking declaration, Jace allegedly told authorities he would not return to his mother's house because of Eason's behavior, leading to him being taken into CPS custody for a period. He subsequently stayed with his grandmother, Barbara Evans, before eventually returning to his mother's care. The allegations extend beyond Jace. Jenelle has also testified in court, accusing Eason of the severe charge of sexual exploitation of a minor. It is on the basis of these grave accusations that she currently maintains full custody of their shared daughter, Ensley. Further compounding the picture of a troubled household, Evans's ex-fiancé, Nathan Griffith, has publicly stated that Eason caused harm to his and Jenelle's son, 10-year-old Kaiser. Reports indicated that Kaiser was exhibiting severe behavioral issues, leading Griffith to send the boy to live with his mother in Tennessee, a move Jenelle swiftly reversed by retrieving Kaiser herself. This pattern of alleged violence and instability created an environment that became untenable, culminating in Jenelle's decision to pack up her life and children and move across the country to Nevada. What comes next? The legal battle continues. David Eason was released from custody on Sunday, November 10th, after posting a $1,000 bond. While the charges are misdemeanors, their timing is critically important. The restraining order Jenelle Evans has against him is set to expire soon, and she is scheduled to return to North Carolina to petition the court for its renewal. Eason's recent arrest provides powerful, tangible evidence to support her case. A judge is far more likely to view a request for an extended protective order favorably when the subject of that order has demonstrably violated its terms just weeks prior. This incident transforms the hearing from a he said, she said debate into a proceeding where documented criminal conduct is on the docket. For fans and followers of the long-running saga, this arrest represents a pivotal moment. It depicts Jenelle Evans not as a passive participant in the chaos, but as an active agent using the legal system to enforce boundaries and protect her family from a distance. The question is no longer just about why she left, but about how she is fighting to ensure the past does not repeat itself. As she prepares for her day in court, this arrest for trespassing may very well be the key piece of evidence that guarantees the safety and stability she is desperately trying to build for herself and her children thousands of miles away from the land and the man she once called her husband.